The movie starts with a devastating war between humans and aliens. Nobody truly won, but the destruction was catastrophic enough to force both sides into a ceasefire. These aliens, known as the Covenant, agreed to stop attacking human colonies, while humans promised the same. Earth itself had already been destroyed during the war, leaving humanity scattered across distant planets and giant space colonies. Still, nobody truly trusted the Covenant. Humans believed the aliens were only waiting for the perfect moment to betray them again. That suspicion is exactly why Commander Locke and his elite team secretly monitor Covenant activity in deep space. During one surveillance mission, Locke's squad spots a Covenant alien named Sadra, arriving at a hidden trading zone. The alien secretly hands over a strange container to a human smuggler. Locke's team immediately scans the object and discovers something horrifying inside: a biological bomb. Realizing the danger, the team moves in instantly. One soldier captures the smuggler while Locke and the others chase Sadra through the crowded city streets. Security forces are alerted, but the alien disappears into a dark industrial tunnel. Locke follows him alone. Inside the tunnel, Locke attacks Sadra, and a brutal fight breaks out. The alien is far stronger than expected, and slams Locke into the walls several times before escaping toward a massive shopping district. Locke refuses to let him go, and continues the chase into the crowded mall. Finally, cornering Sadra near the center of the building, Locke demands the device. But instead of surrendering, Sadra laughs and chillingly says, "This is only the beginning." Before Locke can react, the alien activates the bomb and instantly disintegrates in a violent burst of energy. A powerful wave explodes across the city. At first, nobody understands what happened because there are no immediate deaths or visible destruction. For a few moments, it almost feels harmless. But then people begin collapsing one after another. They struggle to breathe. Veins turn dark blue beneath their skin, and panic spreads everywhere. Locke's nearby agents also begin showing symptoms and are rushed to medical facilities. Hospitals quickly overflow with dying civilians. Scientists desperately study the outbreak and discover something terrifying. The energy wave only affects humans. Animals remain unharmed. Plants remain untouched. The virus specifically attacks human DNA. This realization shocks everyone because it proves the Covenant engineered the weapon only to exterminate humanity. The Colonel, overseeing the operation, immediately understands the true danger. If the Covenant learns the bioweapon works perfectly, they will launch another invasion and finish what the war started. The Colonel also carries personal grief. His own daughter died during the attack, making this mission deeply personal for him. He and Locke interrogate the captured smuggler, forcing him to reveal where the biological agent originated. Eventually, the terrified smuggler confesses that the virus came from Alpha Halo, a broken ring-shaped structure orbiting dangerously close to a massive red star. The location is considered a death zone. Temperatures there become deadly once daylight arrives. The smugglers were using the place as a hidden lab because almost nobody could survive there long enough to discover them. The Colonel realizes they must destroy the source before the Covenant can mass-produce the weapon. Locke's team prepares for an emergency mission. Because the red star becomes deadly during the day, they only have a short nighttime window of 16 hours to complete everything and escape alive. After careful planning, the team reaches Alpha Halo aboard a military ship. The structure looks abandoned, eerie, and almost lifeless. Their ship cannot safely land on the unstable terrain, so the soldiers jump from high altitude and descend onto the broken ring manually. Once they land, the ship leaves to avoid detection. The environment feels unnatural and silent. Soon, they discover an abandoned smuggler ship with engines that are still warm, proving the smugglers arrived recently. Nearby, they find parachutes and something even stranger: horses. Since advanced technology constantly malfunctions near the Red Star's radiation fields, smugglers travel using animals instead of machines. Following fresh tracks, Locke's team eventually discovers a cave hideout containing 2 smugglers and containers filled with the deadly bioagent. The soldiers quickly capture the smugglers, secure the virus, and call their ship back for extraction. But the moment the rescue ship arrives, disaster strikes. A horrifying swarm of creatures known as Olgolo suddenly erupts from underground. These worm-like monsters can sense movement and technology. They consume everything alive: humans, animals, even machinery. The swarm attacks the ship instantly, tears through its hull, kills the pilot, and causes the ship to crash violently nearby. Their only escape route is destroyed. Now, trapped on Alpha Halo, the team realizes sunrise is approaching. Once the red star rises fully, the entire surface will become an inferno. While they struggle to think of a solution, millions of Olgolo worms emerge from beneath the ground and attack again, killing 3 soldiers within seconds. The survivors barely escape into a cave. One smuggler explains the horrifying truth about the creatures. The worms are attracted to technology, movement, sound, and even breathing vibrations. Everyone immediately powers down their equipment. When the swarm approaches the cave entrance, the survivors stand perfectly still and barely breathe. The tension becomes unbearable because even the smallest movement could mean death. Hours later, the group carefully continues moving through the rocky wasteland. They stop briefly to rest, exhausted and hopeless. Locke remembers the smugglers' small ship they found earlier, but it only has room for 2 people. Another soldier suggests repairing their crashed military ship instead, though it seems impossible without proper equipment. Desperation slowly begins tearing the team apart. One soldier proposes relying on luck. Whoever survives gets to leave. Another suggests killing the smugglers entirely. The smugglers respond coldly, reminding them that without their knowledge, nobody can operate the remaining ship. Tension grows worse with every passing hour. Then tragedy strikes again. One female soldier accidentally drops a breathing device. The signal immediately attracts the Olgolo swarm. The creatures attack her instantly and devour her alive before anyone can help. Her friend desperately tries to save her but only watches in horror as the worms strip her apart within seconds. One tiny mistake causes another death, proving nobody is safe. As the team flees once more, Locke trips and falls onto the rocky ground. The worms immediately sense the vibration and rush toward him. Thinking quickly, another soldier activates her own equipment and throws it far away. The entire swarm changes direction and chases the signal instead, saving Locke's life. Everyone remains frozen for nearly an hour afterward, terrified the creatures might return. The situation grows even darker as sunrise approaches. One selfish soldier named Ramos finally snaps psychologically. Desperate to survive at any cost, he secretly pushes a smuggler toward the worms so the rest can escape. The creatures devour the smuggler instantly, while Ramos pretends nothing happened. The others begin realizing fear is turning people against each other. Later, the group sees what appears to be their dead teammate standing on a hill in the distance. For one hopeful moment, they think he survived. But as they get closer, they realize the Olgolo worms have merged together into a human-like shape to lure them into a trap. The realization is terrifying. These creatures are not just predators, they are intelligent hunters. Ramos grows even more dangerous. Wanting to secure his own survival, he tricks one teammate into separating from the group and then shoves him off a cliff. When the others ask where the soldier went, Ramos lies and claims it was an accident. Soon after, Ramos recruits another frightened soldier to his side and threatens the team with a gun. He declares the mission no longer matters. Only survival matters now. Locke tries stopping him, arguing that humanity itself depends on destroying the bioagent. But Ramos ignores him completely. He forces the remaining smuggler to guide them toward the smaller ship and leaves Locke's group behind. Locke's remaining team finally reaches the crashed military ship. Surprisingly, parts of the engine still function, though fuel is critically low. The commander realizes the backup systems can only launch 2 people into orbit. That means somebody must stay behind. The commander calmly breaks apart the bracelet belonging to his dead daughter and places the beads into everyone's hands. White means survival. Red means sacrifice. Locke and Macer receive white beads, meaning they must leave while the commander stays behind. Locke refuses at first, unwilling to abandon him, but the commander insists. He says sacrificing himself to save humanity gives meaning to his daughter's death. Meanwhile, Ramos finally reaches the smuggler's ship, but things quickly collapse for him too. The lack of oxygen weakens everyone. The surviving smuggler escapes while Ramos and his partner fight desperately. Betrayal consumes them completely. Ramos's partner throws activated gear directly at Ramos, attracting the worms toward him. The swarm devours Ramos alive. His partner then shoots the smuggler in panic, but the gunfire itself attracts the creatures, leading to his death moments later. In the end, greed and selfishness destroy them both. At the same time, Locke and Macer attempt to launch from the damaged ship, but the engines fail and the craft crashes back onto the surface. The noise immediately draws another massive swarm. Knowing there is no other choice, the commander activates all his equipment and runs away from the ship, intentionally luring the worms toward himself. His sacrifice gives Locke and Macer enough time to reach the smuggler's vessel. As morning finally arrives, the terrifying red star rises over Alpha Halo. The entire ring glows bright red from the unbearable heat. Locke and Macer barely escape into space aboard the ship. Looking back, they witness a gigantic explosion consume part of Alpha Halo. They realize the commander detonated the remaining bioagent reserves, ensuring the Covenant can never use them against humanity again. Locke and Macer silently mourn the commander's death, understanding he gave his life to save millions. The dangerous virus is destroyed. Humanity survives another extinction attempt, and with that bittersweet victory, the movie comes to an end.